Super Toast presents the history of the microphone. Who invented it? When? Why? Find out. Stay tuned. Flumminy Huckett's Burgers, sponsored by Yappet Potato Gumping for all your flixening, blocketing needs. The earliest known device to achieve this dates to 600 BC with the invention of masks with specially designed mouth openings that acoustically augmented the voice in amphitheaters. In 1660-65, the English physicist Robert Hooke with an E was the first to experiment with a medium other than air with the invention of the lover's telephone made of stretched wire with a cup attached at each end. Whoop-de-doo. Let's move on to carbon microphone. Stay tuned. Chill out, citizen. Reading web pages through a microphone department. Wow. Main article, carbon microphone. The first microphone that enabled proper voice telephony was the loose contact carbon microphone, then called transmitter. This was independently developed by David Edward Hughes in England and Emil Berliner and Thomas Edison in the US, although Edison was awarded the first patent. After a long legal dispute in mid-1877, Hughes had demonstrated his working device in front of many witnesses some years earlier, and most historians credit him with his invention. So let's do a thing on Hughes then. There's a photo of him. Wow, my idol, my hero. Can I have your autograph, dude? Yeah. So here's a photo of the man himself. Oh, idolize him, worship him. Yeah, can I have your autograph, dude? David Edward Hughes, 1831-1900, was a Welsh scientist and musician. So funnily enough, a musician invented the microphone. Coincidence? I don't know. Hughes invented the first working radio communication system, the first semiconductor diode crystal radio receiver, the first printing telegraph, and the first microphone. He was also a harpist and a professor of music. Let's scroll down the page and learn a bit more about this dude then, eh? Shall we? Really? Okay then, alrighty then. Chill out, dickwad. Okay, you're not going to understand any of this, but who cares? I'll just read it out anyway. Hughes's device used loosely packed carbon granules. The varying pressure exerted on the granules by the diaphragm from the acoustic waves caused the resistance of the carbon to vary proportionally, allowing a relatively accurate electrical reproduction of the sound signal. Hughes also coined the word microphone. He demonstrated this apparatus to the Royal Society by magnifying the sound of insects scratching through a sound box. Contrariwise to Edison, Hughes decided not to take out a patent. Instead, he made his invention a gift to the world. Ooh. Then we'll do Amplifier, and then we'll go on to gramophones, and then sound on disc. So hold on to your seats, grab your popcorn and your drink and all that sort of stuff, and stay tuned. Okay, I'll have a go at reading this use as amplifier, but carbon microphones can be used as amplifiers. This capability was used in early telephone repeaters, making long-distance phone calls possible. In the era before vacuum tube amplifiers, in these repeaters, the magnetic telephone receiver and electrical to mechanical transducer was mechanically coupled to a carbon microphone. Because a carbon microphone works at varying a current passed through it instead of generating a signal voltage, as with most other microphone types, this arrangement could be used to boost weak signals and send them down the line. These amplifiers were mostly abandoned with the development of vacuum tubes, and that's about all I can read without falling asleep. Let's move on, shall we? Welcome to Transylvania. I am Count Dracula. Okay, so this is where it all gets muddled up and messed up and screwed up and messed up. So all the glory goes to Alexander Graham Bell, but really it was other people There was an automaton developed by Sir Charles Wheatstone, which was based on the earlier work of Baron Wolfgang von Kempelen. The rudimentary mechanical man simulated a human voice. Alec was fascinated by the machine, and after he obtained a copy of Van Kempelen's book, published in German, and had liberally translated it, he and his older brother Melville built their own automaton head. And then we scroll down to 1876. Bell's patent 174,465 was issued to Bell on March 7, 1876 by the US Patent Office. Bell's patent covered the method of an apparatus for transmitting vocal or other sounds telegraphically by causing electrical undulations similar in form to the vibrations of the air accompanying the said vocal or other sound. Bell returned to Boston the same day and next day resumed work, drawing in his notebook a diagram similar to that in Gray's patent caveat, but the invention really should be credited to other people. But anyway, the microphone, we're focusing on the microphones, so let's jump to Emil Berliner. Brought to you from About Money. It's all about the money. 1827, Sir Charles Wheatstone was the first person to coin the phrase microphone. Whoop-de-doo. In 1876, Emil Berliner invented the first microphone used as a telephone voice transmitter. At the US Centennial Exposition, Emil Berliner had seen a Bell Company telephone demonstrated and was inspired to find ways to improve the newly invented telephone. The Bell Telephone Company was impressed with what the inventor came up with and bought Berliner's microphone patent for $50,000. Then in 1878, the carbon microphone was invented by David Edward Hughes and later developed during the 1920s. Hughes's microphone was the early model for the various carbon microphone now in use with the invention of radio, blah blah blah. So let's just have a look at a photo of a carbon microphone, and that will end the microphone investigation part of this documentary thing. Bye. So that's what Graham Bell's stuff looked like, and that's what Emil Berliner's stuff looked like back in 1877. But how did they get that voice through the microphone onto film, which is what we're really doing this for in the first place? Stay tuned for the next episode and find out. Vitaphone and sound on film? Yeah. Using electric light bulbs. Wow. Can't wait. Can you wait? Dunno. Find out. Ta!